Countries sharing an Arab identity are mainly found in the Middle East and North Africa. There are 22 Arab nations, with each one deeply proud of its unique Arab culture, history, and traditions. It's also important to note that not all countries in the region can be defined as Arab. Israel is not considered to be an Arab country, for example, nor are all Muslims Arabs. Indonesia, Pakistan, and Malaysia have large Muslim populations but lie outside of the Arab world. The combined world Arab population is around 420 million people, with 113 million people living in Egypt alone. So, what if the Arab countries united? How powerful and influential would an Arab Union be? There already exists a union of sorts. The League of Arab States was set up in 1944 with 22 member countries. Its main function is one geared towards ensuring the security and the collaboration of its countries, working to combat terrorism, arms smuggling, and to resolve disputes. However, cooperation has been historically low in the Arab League, and the region has no clearly defined alliance acting to promote economic growth and mutual prosperity. If something were to be created that supported this goal, a united Arab world would wield some significant power. With almost 500 million people, the Arab Union would form the world's third largest population after China and India. The key to Arab countries uniting would be to form an effective model of economic cohesion. There exists a sizable disparity in the average GDPs of Arab countries. An alliance should therefore be focused on sharing wealth more freely and supporting each other in trade and commerce. Unsurprisingly, oil-rich countries have the highest GDP per capita. The United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, and Qatar all average over $80,000, putting them into the world's top 10 richest nations. At the other end of the spectrum are countries such as Yemen, Syria, and Sudan, with GDPs per capita barely amounting to $1,000. These countries have been ravaged by war, corruption, economic struggles, and the steady decline of their valuable natural resources. Arab superpowers such as Qatar and Saudi Arabia are renowned for their vast troves of oil and natural gas, which has allowed their economies to grow at astonishing rates. However, this just can't last forever, and even the rich Arab nations have realized that they will have to diversify their economy sooner or later. Tourism has been another increasingly important industry, with the rise of glamour cities like Dubai providing new sources of revenue. Let's crunch some numbers and see what issues need to be addressed if the Arab countries are ever to unite. The combined GDPs of the Arab countries suggest that the region could support itself if an official union were to be formed. The biggest economies of Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and the United Emirates have almost $2 trillion in annual GDP, which puts them in the world's top 10. If the wealthier Arab countries could be persuaded into supplying aid and investment to these struggling Arab nations, then it could greatly enhance the prosperity and, furthermore, the stability of the region. So, what exactly needs to be done? There are several things that Arab countries should be considering. The first is to start seriously developing new sectors of their economies. As mentioned earlier, tourism has become especially important for already affluent countries such as the United Arab Emirates. There's no reason why this can't be possible for other Arab nations. Blessed with a favorable climate and centrally located on global flight paths, tourism has the potential to be one of the next big things in the Arab world. Numerous countries boast incredible desert landscapes along with exciting cities with a unique blend of traditional cultures. Kuwait, Qatar, Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, the UAE, Yemen, southern Iraq, and Jordan are all capable of building thriving tourism sectors. Other considerations should be digitalizing their economies and growing their service sectors. Digitalization in this particular should be high on the list of priorities here. It's not only going to increase efficiency in the marketplace, but also promote greater social inclusion. Improved digitalization will help kick off the Arab world's e-commerce activity, which is lagging behind other global regions that have embraced it, like Asia. Another pressing matter that has to be looked at seriously is green investment. Given the favorable weather conditions, this should surely be a priority of the Arab nations. There's a massive potential for renewable energy technologies, particularly for wind and solar. Countries such as Egypt, the United Arab Emirates, and Morocco have already recognized this, and they've been working on the development of green investment. For example, Morocco built the world's largest solar energy plant, utilizing the region's ample sunshine to produce a valuable source of power. The development of new industries is an exciting opportunity for Arab countries to work with each other, focusing on intra-regional trade. And new industries is going to open up new job opportunities, which has been an ongoing issue for the region, especially relating to youth unemployment and gender inequality. With improvements in economic activity should come stronger social cohesion. The region is notorious for its political instability over the years. The Arab Spring uprisings in 2010 and 2011 have generally failed to improve the lives of people in the countries where it took place. Corruption, civil war, the strict censorship of free speech all have been a common theme in several countries like Bahrain, Syria, and Yemen. Much of the reason for unrest in several Arab countries stems from economic problems and a perceived lack of opportunities for the citizens. If there were an Arab alliance, this is where the more affluent and stable Arab nations can make a big difference. They would do this by advising less wealthy nations on effective spending. Countries like Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates should be able to demonstrate to others how exactly to invest in infrastructure, how to invest in new technologies and education without incurring crippling levels of debt. If the Arab nations are to form some kind of union, they could do a lot worse than look at the European Union model. Despite its critics, the EU has unquestionably brought benefits to its member countries. These include greater peace and security within the Union. Arab countries have to achieve this if they're to move forward towards greater democracy and open societies. In the 21st century, Syria, Yemen, Iraq, Egypt, and Lebanon have all been embroiled in a conflict of some sort. This is not only severely hampering the chances for ongoing peace in the region, but it also greatly decreases the likelihood of economic development. The League of Arab States was formed with good intentions, but it can hardly be said to be a resounding success. It's been unable to prevent countless civil wars, widespread corruption, and the inability to grow democracy in some nations. A new and rejigged type of alliance would be needed. The new union's member countries would ideally be on all the same page when it comes to maintaining and promoting peace in the region. Disputes could then be reconciled more easily, and insurgent groups and corrupt governments might be less likely to threaten the stability of their countries. This is one obvious benefit of a stronger and more united Arab alliance. The next step would be to open up the region for mutually beneficial trade and business agreements. Citizens of an Arab Union should be able to travel and work freely throughout the member countries, as is the case with the EU. This would not only go a long way towards addressing issues such as youth unemployment and gender inequality, but it would also allow developing Arab nations to kickstart their economies. A more fluid workforce would encourage greater investment, especially in new sectors like renewable energy and the service sector. Citizens should also be allowed to pursue their studies throughout the Arab Union. An EU law states that if a member country allows education discounts for its citizens, it should offer the same rebates to all citizens of the Union. Enhancing educational standards is a key issue in the Arab region, and this could prove to be a huge boost. Finally, there is a promise of greater cultural diversity and tolerance. Although Arab countries share several similarities, there also exist some significant differences. Yes, Islam is the official religion in the majority of these nations. However, there are varied language dialects, histories, and cultural traditions here. A united Arab Union would open up new styles of cooking, music, philosophy, art, architecture, all of this stuff. This would build a stronger bond between countries and bring acceptance of cultural differences, a vital part of forming a successful alliance. There are countless reasons why an Arab Union would benefit the member countries. If an Arab Union could somehow be created, it would surely make a new optimism in the region. Citizens of the member countries would feel like they were a part of something bigger and working towards common goals. It would seem that the downsides to an Arab alliance are far outweighed by the potential benefits here.